Okay, let me show you how I use this. Once the code goes past 100,000 lines, there are so many things to consider that even one change starts to feel like a burden. These days, a harness handles a lot of this, but every project has its own edge cases, and editing and managing the harness file itself also gets tiring. So in my workflow, two agents check each other's work against the guidelines. Each model makes its own design, and then the agents compare them to find the better one, or combine their strong points. First, I write a rough task brief as a markdown file. So I just write down roughly what I want and the rough direction for the implementation. Then I get two designs. The two designs break down into parts that are almost the same and parts where their approaches differ. The parts that are the same are close to the standard answer, the parts most people would design in a similar way, and the differing parts are where quality is actually decided. Instead of making one plan and having another LLM review and fix it, I give the agents several design choices, like a multiple-choice question, and let them choose the better one. That gave me more consistent quality and better code. Claude tends to look narrowly and only fix things locally. Codex tends to split files and functions too much and spread the work out. The idea is to combine these two directions into a balanced design, neither too much nor too little. At each review step, each design point is accepted, rejected, or improved with good points from the other design. The AI finds weak points in the other design and explains why its own design is better. In the end, the direction is adjusted to follow the more reasonable design. Because the design is checked against the guidelines 3 times, it leads to more consistent quality and a design that fits better. Sometimes the first review includes a flawed, low-quality comment that could lower the design quality, and the defense round protects against that. Now, based on all the reviews, the final decision is made. The final decision gives a cross-verified design with a solid level of quality. Since all the reviews are saved as files, the reasons behind the design are written down. So when I review the result later, it helps a lot when I follow and understand the code. Once the design is done, the next step is to implement it. I usually run each phase on whichever LLM still has the most usage quota left. For minor chores like docs or fixing broken tests, I use a cheaper model. When I leave work, I use Prompt Combo to start 4 task briefs. Overnight, the agents discuss them, and in the morning, I can focus on reviewing the results instead of reacting to terminals step by step. The biggest problem with cross-design is that this ping-pong takes 18 steps across several sessions. On a typical day, I add or refactor about 4 or 5 features. That adds up to about 90 steps, too much to do by hand. At first, I built batch scripts to run it, but there were more service outages than I expected, so it often got stuck. Workflows like this also need frequent changes. Managing and editing those scripts felt like wasting my focus and energy on minor chores, so I needed a simple way to build and run a prompt queue. Prompt Combo solved this problem. Now let me show you how I do it with Prompt Combo. I stack the workflows that run cross-design, turn them into blocks called combos, and give them input arguments, like a function. In VS Code, I drag the task brief file and drop it into the input box. Next, I look at the design file it produces, and then do the implementation. I drag the combo node for implementation onto the workspace. Then I type the design file name into the implementation node, and the setup is done. Now, with a single click, all 18 steps run on their own. A combo is a workflow set that is easy to copy and edit, so it is very useful for building my own custom workflows. Now, let me sum this up in 3 lines. With cross-design, even the harness work is handled by having the AIs cross-check each other. This process creates a lot of repeated ping-pong work. Prompt Combo automates that easily. That's all for this video. Prompt Combo has a free plan, so I recommend trying it.